It's Devontae right here, man. I'm coming to y'all live, man, from what's our name? Turn Up Vanguard. Turn Up Your Vanguard. I'm gonna be showing y'all a deck profile today, man, for Genesis Fenrir. Like, I believe my Genesis Fenrir deck is a little bit different than everybody else's, but let's just see what it goes to. And if y'all have any suggestions or whatever, let us know in the comments below. Be glad to hear it. Now, let's start with the show. Like me personally, you can't have a Fenrir deck without 4 Fenrirs. I like 4 Fenrirs.
The fabulous wolf guy.
I kind of feel like Fenrir is like Prince or some shit. Cause I feel like every time I play Fenrir, I'm like, take your man, Fenrir. That's just me. All right. So with my 3s, I'm gonna have 4 Fenrir, and I also like 3 Survivor. Okay, so I know some of y'all are probably guessing, like, what are you doing with Survivor? Survivor ain't that good. Like, Survivor, that's where you're wrong. Bay right here, she has a Van and rear skill. Van, Soul Blast 3, draw a card. And on rear guard, Soul Blast 3, get 5,000 more power. Me personally, I kind of like her rear guard skill better, but she really complements the deck because I run Hati. And I'm gonna get to those, and I'm gonna get to the why I do that in a little bit later. All right. So next up, grade 2s. Some of y'all probably gonna be looking at me like, what the fuck? But it's cool though. I run 3 Medusa. Now y'all just hear me out. See, here y'all go already. But check this out. Medusa's a pretty dope card. See, at first I was like, man, this some bullshit. But Medusa has an on-hit skill. When she hits the Vanguard, she can Soul Blast 3, powering up Hati at the same time, and she allows you to bind 2 cards out your opponent's hand. That might not seem like much, but I've won many games with this card. This card is pretty good, especially when it's being boosted by a Hati. Ah man, I'm talking about Hati's just overpowered. All right then. It's a pretty good deal. I like her. She's in a 3. She's not too cloggy because I ran her at 4 at first, and I would see her too many times. But 3 is okay. I love seeing her going solo because I know one of them in there. That's all you need is one. All right. Now next up is gonna be 2 Boulder Feather Gold. Now Gold, I know a lot of people kind of like Gold at 4 because he's a revelation unit, but me personally, I like him at 2 because he's too much of a counterblast. He just destroys the whole deck when it comes to counterblast, and his skill is useful. It's nice, but it's not good enough to have him at 4 because he loses the skill when he's placed on rear guard. Counterblast 1, he gets 4,000 more power, and he gets the skill once per turn. Only that one time a turn. He can Soul Blast 3 when he attacks and draw a card. Now, okay, I like him, but you don't get him off that much. And what I liked about him was I would use him and the stand trigger Tardu. I would use them to kind of bounce back and forth to keep my goals, maybe give me some Aquaforce shit going on. That's what I had going on. But it like I said, God, he's too much kind of blessed. But I think he's alright at 2. Now, I also like unappeasable biter Glipnir. Glipnir is a pretty decent grade 2. For just a counterblast, he has to be boosted though. But just for a counterblast, you get a free Soul Charge 3 and an extra card if you Soul Blasted that turn. I like Gold, but Glipnir, I'm gonna be real with you. Glipnir is MVP. I just don't know what to say. Like, Glipnir is like MVP. He's one of the best grade 2s I've ever seen in Genesis. He is. Check this out. Now I know some of you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck? Because you're gonna be like, where's Kotona? Where's the Battle Maiden? I got y'all right here. See, some of y'all don't forget. Mythic Snake. I'm not even gonna bother to pronounce her name because I don't wanna fuck it up anyway, just like the pussy. But we ain't better go there. Okay.
No, watch your language, man.
But shut up, bro. All right. So anyway, we're just gonna call her Mythic Snake. Now Mythic Snake, I like her better than Kotona because even though we do Soul Charge, we don't soul charge as much as we soul blast. And sometimes I run into a problem with if Cortana High isn't on the field already. But I don't run into that problem with Mythic Snake. And I've done some play testing. Mythic Snake gets a little bit bigger than Cortana High. And that's why I run her at 4. I run 4 copies of Mythic Snake, 3 copies of Gleipnir, just 2 gold, and 3 Medusa. Now you guys are really gonna see the combos happen. They're gonna be live when I get to the ones. Now, hold your shorts now. All right. So we just gonna be real. We just gonna be real here. For the G Perfect Guard, the G Perfect Guard got us around Decline Hell.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, she gives you a free counter charge. I mean, if you have another one in the graveyard, I mean, let's just be real. We all know, Fenrir, if y'all sitting up there running 4 ghouls, you ain't got no kind of blast. I know good and well you lying. You gonna lie to somebody. All right. Now, I only run 3 Mythic Beast Hati. And Hati's a pretty cool dude. He has the exact same effect as Mythic Snake, in which he, anytime a card is soul blasted, he gets 1,000 for each card. I like putting him behind Medusa, because I like having very explosive soul blast plays, and sometimes I get him up to like 20 something by himself, boosted 20. Yeah, boosted with her. That's a very, very threatening combo. You know, to buy 2 cards in somebody's hand. Now,
But Nobutama wannabe, that's what that is.
man, well, essentially, but everybody jumping in there. I don't know why. And we ain't gonna get on Narcon. All right. All right. So we have 3 Stride Helper, Mythic Beast Skull. Just Stride Helper, ain't nothing else to really say about it. You just need about 3. You don't really need 4. Your Fenrirs, they come pretty often. I mean, and even if you have to ride on Survivor, it ain't even the worst thing though. I mean, if you misplay and you have to, ride Survivor, you can always go into tier. Military Beast Daddy tier. You can always go into him and just kind of get your soul back. It ain't that bad. And last but definitely not least, we have Shackle, a Feather, Gilgil. Now, I really like this guy, especially the Vanguard mechanic is to do as much as you can. This guy, when he's in the soul, you can reach down a unit and give him 3,000 more power. And then he goes back into the deck and you soul charge 2. Now, what I like to do with this, I like to have a Medusa play and I have a Hati. And let's just say I have 4 copies of Gilgil in the soul, right? So I'm gonna use each one of those Gilgils, and that means I'm gonna give 2 units. I'm gonna give 2 units 12,000 more power. What I like to do is I like to give a lot of the power to Medusa, of course for obvious reasons, so they would have to block. They're gonna either waste those 2 cards or they're gonna block. And of course, Hati. I'm still replenishing soul because each time one of them goes back into the deck, I soul charge 2. So, really good card. I really do feel like, Gilgil is one of the best cards in the Fenrir deck. Just being honest, like he's. It's fine if he gets soul charged. He gives you power and you don't neg from your soul. You actually +1. So it's pretty cool. I like it. All right. So, of course, full heal. I just play her because she's pretty. She reminds me of Girls' Generation. If you don't know what that is, it's a K-pop group.
Obviously.
Now, I'm gonna tell you now, my whole trigger lineup is rainbow. I'm gonna explain why. I find it works a lot better than more crit or more stand like I thought it was. Now I run 4 draw triggers. Nothing special about her. She's just cute. She's like a librarian or some shit. Man, her tits huge. But ain't the point. Okay. Of course, 4 the Persona crit. 40% crit.
The most expensive critical. No, I'm just kidding. It's not the most expensive critical.
Damn, man, shit. Night Rose. But we ain't about to go there, though. That's why I ain't got them crits. But, not seriously, though. Yeah, you know, he's a persona crit. When Fenrir attacks, he go on the soul, give him 5,000, draw a card, you know, the basics. Now, this is where I change it up. Okay, I run 4 stand. I run 2 Dream Dragon, of course.
Hate that card.
Nah, it ain't that bad, man. I promise, man. You can still lose. You can still lose Dream Dragon. It ain't that serious. I mean, Dream Dragon, see, he's pretty dope, though. We've always needed this card because I'm a Genesis player myself. That's where I first started. I love Genesis. Toolbox Clan. But we always had a problem, like we might be about to win, and then we'd be like, oh, dang, I need to soul charge like 2, and I ain't got none, you know, I ain't got it, I'm gonna die. Ain't nobody got no time for that. But Dream Dragon is like our saving grace. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, I'm just be real with you. I'm be serious with you. If you play a Genesis deck and you don't run Dream Dragon, I'm not gonna say that. Some Regalia decks don't run Dream Dragon, and I do understand why. But if you're playing something other than Regalias, and you don't run Dream Dragon, you're a bad player. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, though. But for real, though, you need to invest in some Dream Dragons for this shit go up to like $5 cold. And I'm gonna use the new Goddess of Sound Sleep, Taru. I love Taru when she's soul blasted. You just put it at the bottom of the deck and re-stand the unit. I love going off my Goa plays. Like I have let's say I have it like this right here. And just whatever else behind here. Like I love, let's say I have 2 Torus in the soul. I love swing, you know, both of them +4. Swing, skill, soul blast 1, draw, restand, you know, Vanguard swing, soul blast 1, draw a card, Taru, restand. This play is really effective on Vanguard turns, actually. Just being real, they're really effective on Vanguard turns. All right then. Now, like I said, if anybody has you know, any other, you know, suggestions or whatever, you know, just let me know. My Forerunner, like I know a lot of people like the Van guy, and I do like him. He okay, but I really feel like a Feather Leather Ladine is like the better one. He allows me to do exactly what, you know, Fenrir allows me to do, but for free. And we all know we have a lot. If you play Genesis, if you ain't cheating, let's just be real. Your triggers and all that go into the soul a lot. So, you know, Ladine is really good, especially when those Medusas go into soul or those key units you want. Not Gore. Cause ain't nobody got no time for them kind of blasts, but them problems. But Gore, that's okay. But seriously, I think Ladine is great. I really can't find anything just better than Ladine. Especially if you're running like a Genesis Witch deck and like the Dream Dragons go into the soul. Let's just be real, y'all dead as fuck then. I'm just being real. Like if you play witches and you ain't kill somebody and all your Dream Dragons in soul and you don't run this man ain't on the field, bro, I'm just gonna be real, man. Unless you run the Fenrir and that witch deck, you dead as fuck. I'm sorry. Let's just be real.
You might as well scoot.
You might as well just scoot because you gonna dick your own self up. Okay. But that's the main deck. Now on to my grade force. I'm not even sure I run 16 actually. I run 1 Beast Slayer military deity tier skill. When you can look at the top 3. Top card. I'm sorry. Soul Blast 3. Look at the top card of your deck. Either put it on the bottom or the top of the deck, and he gains the skill that when he reveals his drive check reveals the 1 or higher, you soul charge 3. I only run 1 because he's okay. He's not that bad. He's not that bad. He's not Dione. He ain't that bad. But he's really good if you are on a survival ride and you miss Fenrir. At least you'll have your soul. It is not that bad. Let's just be real. I probably don't need all this, but I run 3 Great Angel Doom Brace. His at turn 1, Soul Blast 3. He gets 2 units, including himself if he wants to, 5,000 more power. And if the number of cards in your soul is 2 or less, you can soul charge 3 as well. Really good card. I don't know how to. I'm just being real. If you're on a first stride Fenrir, where you didn't miss Fenrir and you got survivor, let's just be honest, man. Doom Brace is pretty dope. He's really good for setup just to make some hanging. Just being honest.
So do you consider him as a first turn stride, or you? Consider
Yeah, actually, yeah. If like I said, if you haven't missed road, yeah, just go into Doom Brace. All your problems will be solved. Let's just be real. Just being real with you. Now I do run one Dione. Dione, she's okay first stride as well. Like if you want to go into Doom Brace, but your soul isn't right for it, but you're on Fenrir, just go into Dione. You know, when her take hits the Vanguard, you soul blast 3. You add 1 card to your hand, and you can put the other 2 cards that you look at the top of the deck into the soul. So you're basically negging 1 soul, but you're plussing in 1 in the hand. So it's not that bad. Dione, I think she was like one of the first. I think she and Doom Brace were like the first tries for Genesis. But it's okay though. Like Dione is okay. She's okay. She's not that bad. Now I run 3. I run 3 of the mythical Hell Sky Beast Fenrir. I'm just gonna be real with you. The guy is really good. He's really good. But I find myself only using him like once per game, because when I use him, I try to go all out and try to kill somebody. So, and it's really cool because he changes all your revelation skills to looking at the top 2 cards of the deck, and you don't have to rest anybody. You put one of them into the soul and put the other one on top of your deck, so you're gonna still be knowing what's on top of the deck. And he can also counterblast 1, soul blast 3. And look at the top card of the deck, either put it in your hand or put it in the soul. And if you put it in the soul, you give 1 unit 3,000 more power. And that's what I like to do. I like to use that on the Medusa Hati turns. I really like those. Those are really beneficial. But honestly, all you really need, just be real, is like 1 or 2. I'm just being honest. I mean, having 3 is cool, but I mean, I probably would only use 1, and the rest of them would probably just be, you know, just dudes I can flip up for a cost. But I mean, Genesis don't really have anybody who flip up, and the only one we do really is like Vanguard, but he flips himself up for obvious reasons because he busted. Now that goes to Vanguard too. Now see, I already know what y'all seen. See, hold on now. I only got 2 Vanguarders, man. Look, Vanguard, he's a great card. You could say he's a finisher. I got 2 more on the way, but I would, because I'm gonna run 4. But Vanguard, when he swings, after the guard step is declared, soul blast 6. See, again, good on them Hati turns. And you get to look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put them on top or the bottom of the deck in any order, whatever you want. So you're still controlling your drive checks, so you still know ahead of time kind of what you're getting. So even just knowing that it's still just a little small sneak peek, you're still kind of ahead of the opponent. It's not that bad. Like, he's a great card. He has to flip him himself, but he's a great card. He's not a counterblast or anything. Usually when I use Vanguard, I like to use Dream Dragon that same time. But I mean, you know. But like I said, I only have 2. But you want 4. You want 4 though. So if you can get 4, go ahead and pick them up, man. That man gonna be busted as fuck, man, with that GBA shit coming. Oh, we ain't gonna go there though. Now this is what we're gonna do. Now, okay, don't laugh at me because I got different sleeves, different color sleeves. But with the G Guardians, I run just 1 copy of Hanasaki, whatever her name is, the Sky Dome maiden. Basically, she gains 10,000 more power. I mean shield. She gains 10,000 more shield if the one of the rear cards that you choose is also in the soul as well. She gains 10,000 more, and I like that. But in this deck, I really like, in these Genesis decks now, I really like the Goddess of 7 Colors Iris. Because Iris, like, I can't tell you how many times I've had the Soul Blast like Gilgils or or Hatis or something, or Dream Dragons. And I really want them in the soul. I love having Dream Dragon in the soul because I have access to him. I know he's not even damaged. I can get them whenever I want to. And like I said, to gain 5,000 more shield, I have to return 3 cards from the drop zone back to the soul. And like I said, it's really great. It's really great for setup, especially if you're like playing Nupatama and they make you discard a card.
Best clan in the game.
And you know you wanna get rid of like your Gelgils because you know you have access to them with your G Guardian later on. So it kind of gets around those plays a little bit, but not that much. Especially if they're going like Super Moricon, then your shit dead.
Yes.
So yeah, but that's my Fenrir profile. I love Genesis, so you're probably gonna be hearing back from me. I'm probably gonna have like my Regalia and my Witches profile up before the new Witch stuff come out. And like I said, man, if y'all have any different builds, I'd love to know. Cause I'm trying to just be real with you, man. All comments are welcome, man. I'm trying to make this deck as trifling as possible. And hey, y'all know what to do though, man. Just do some naughty things with that like and subscribe button down there, man. Y'all peace out, man. Stay tuned on Turn Up Your Vanguard. Y'all stay beautiful.